Hey there, folks. I could have tacked this onto the start of another video, but I thought I wanted to do it as its own dedicated thing. So, as you are no doubt aware, there are multiple strikes going on in Hollywood right now. It is the WGA, the Writers Guild of America, as well as SAG-AFTRA, which represents actors. And they are on strike against the AMPTP, which represents the five major studios, as well as Netflix and some of the bigger streaming services. And they are not acquiescing to the demands of actors and writers who basically used to make a living wage and don't, and the producers and studios don't care. Now, I am in favor of the unions. I support the strike. I think I've made that clear on my primary channel. But this does impact some of the things that are going to happen on this channel mostly. I'm not going to say there'll be no impact on the main channel, but the thing is, at this point, most of the kind of things I do that will be impacted by the strike show up here. What do I mean by that? Well, the organizers of the strike have requested that influencers and content creators, if they wish to support the strike, to forego anything that would appear to be promotional work that would benefit the struck studios or any of these struck projects. Now, exactly what that means is a little bit interpretable. The way that I think most people in my position seem to be agreeing is that like heavy analytical, like video essay kind of thing, that's not really promotional. Anything that like, say, trailer reactions, that probably counts, so that you won't be seeing here. The bigger open question is that of review content. And most of my review stuff shows up here. Now, obviously, there is some wiggle room to a certain degree. A lot of people bigger than me have, contracts and obligations and sponsorships that they have to honor, and the unions are understanding of that. And like, for clarity, because I think there's a point of confusion for some people, like the unions aren't claiming jurisdiction over influencers. They know they don't have that directly, but they're saying if we want to support them, this is what they're asking us to do, is to not serve as an unofficial promotional wing of these studios, which, if we're being completely honest, a lot of times content creators who make the kind of stuff that I make, yeah, we kind of act as that. Even when we're being critical of the content, we're spreading the word about it. So coming back to the subject of review. Now, review itself, that's not necessarily promotional, and different content creators are approaching this in different ways. Some are putting up notices ahead of videos. You may have already seen me do that at least once. And some are opting not to do any review content whatsoever, just to avoid any possible appearance of, impropriety is the right word, but appearance of not supporting the unions. I think probably to a certain degree, the extent that people take it might be somewhat indicative of how high their hopes are of ever getting into either union. I don't have, it would be amazing. I don't have particularly realistic hopes of either one of those. So here's how I'm approaching it going forward. I am going to suspend and refrain from any review that is of something recent, current, or is released during the strike period. So that means movies in the theater that I have not already done reviews for that I may or may not still choose to go and see, but I'm not going to be putting out reviews for Oppenheimer, Barbie, Indiana Jones 5, Mission Impossible, none of those. And when it comes to TV reviews, that means I won't be doing reviews for episode by episode on Star Trek Strange New Worlds. I won't be doing the finale of Secret Invasion, though that might be a bullet dodged. I don't know. I might still watch it anyways, just to know what happened. I don't know. Good Omens 2. Again, it's not necessarily that I may not watch these things, but I won't be doing review content on them while the strike is in effect. Now, that, again, this is what I am deciding to do. I'm not waggling a finger at any content creator that continues to review those things. For me personally, and just sort of feeling right with myself, while review stuff does seem mostly to be okay, assuming it's not directly sponsored. For my part, I just feel a little bit weird, doing a video that might possibly end with me effectively saying this thing that was currently put out by a studio that's being struck against is really good and you should watch it. Because even if the overall intent of the video is review, saying that I really liked it and people should see it feels promotional. And so that's not even me being like, oh, they're making me stop. That's like, I want to support them. They say try to avoid promoting this. So for me, that's where I'm landing. And again, nobody has to hold up to my standard. This is the one I'm setting for myself and nobody else. Now, I am making the decision that I believe it's still okay to review older things that are not currently in release, things that are part of properties that are not currently being milked. So what this most likely means is I'm probably going to be catching up on a lot of commissioned reviews that have been waiting to get done, because most of that stuff is older. It's older, or it's obscure, or it otherwise doesn't really fall under the purview of the strike. So that's what you can expect a fair bit of. Video game reviews, probably a bit more of that. Things of that nature. But yeah, it is going to shift temporarily the nature of the output here. I mean, like, this channel's a little bit of a hodgepodge anyways, but this had been the home of the reviews of whatever is currently out and currently airing that I didn't have like bigger, grander thoughts on. Because, I'd still do, bigger reviews if I wanted to very specifically talk about the queer representation aspect of Nimona, or if I wanted to very specifically talk about the first season of Sandman as an adaptation. So, things like that would end up on the main channel, but by and large, it's here. And that's why this video is being put up here as opposed to over on the main channel. But I believe in the importance of these strikes. I believe in the importance of the unions. And I want to support them as best I can. So that's what's going on. Pace of output, I don't know. I didn't keep a regular schedule here anyway, but it might slow down a little bit since I don't have anything that is a fixed kind of every week there's a new episode of bleh, like there was with, say, Star Trek Strange New Worlds for however much longer the season is. I'm not even sure. But there will be less of the talk of the new hotness on here, just because it's hard to talk about that stuff without feeling like you're doing promotional stuff. Folks might be wondering about the potential impact with Doctor Who specifically, which is the one thing that I still do review content for on the main channel. And the answer right now is mostly I don't know. I'm going to finish out the Doctor Who Take 2 reviews over on the main channel, because I've only got 2 of those left, and I've already shot them. I need to get back to editing them, but those will go up. After that, classic stuff will still show up here, but as we near the 60th, I'm going to try and find out whether or not Doctor Who would be considered a struck show, because it's in a weird nebulous thing. Because, it's shot in the UK, and I'm pretty sure it's under the purview of the UK unions. But it's also a little bit... I really want to get confirmation of that, if I can, between now and when the specials air, assuming the strike's still going on at that point. Because, they're simulcasting on Disney+. It's not even like Disney+ is airing them after the fact. They're airing at the same time there, so far as I know, when we start getting the new stuff. It may not start with the specials. At the very least, season series 14. And Sony owns Bad Wolf Studios, where it's being shot. And both of those parent companies are being struck against. So it's in a weird place that I don't think it's considered a struck show. But I'm going to be trying to get as close as I can to a proper confirmation of that. And I'm working on that, and that's probably going to be a bit of a slog because I don't have points of contact directly with these unions. They don't give a crap about who I am, but I'm going to see what I can find out, and I've got a little bit of time to do it. So Doctor Who, I'll finish up the Take 2. Classic reviews will still happen once we get to the specials. Hopefully by the time we get there, I'll have an answer. I don't have one at the moment. Yay. But in any case, that's sort of your general status update. I need to try and recalibrate my own workflow to adjust for what I'm now not doing and what I need to do to fill the time. Plus, like, stuff, like personally speaking, like, there's just been a lot. There's just a lot of stuff going on. But I'll figure it out. So yeah, that's the update. Thank you for listening. You can support me on Patreon to help ensure that I am able to do this, even in a temporarily reconfigured form. Like, share, subscribe, blah, 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 blah. You know the stuff. Don't worry too much about it. Just, we take a relaxed attitude around here so you can come on back next time you need a break. And now my thanks to my Patreon supporters that make this possible, including Robin Moore, Zubin Lutfullah, Tarak, the thing that goes doink in the anime, Ruth, Oliver B., Solitary Pictures, Ulrich Bogdan, Melinda Walters, Jen, T. Love, Auntie Kate 808, Bernabe Likes the Poodle, Robin Powell, Tracy Scrabbit, Angry Casperl, Adam R.D.L. Taylor, Dave Hall, Shayla Gourlay, and Rosalind Bennett. You can get I get all the names right and then I can't talk. If you want to hear me stumble over my tongue after saying your name, it's in the rewards here on the Patreon.